Kevin Marr, Chief Technology Officer for Power Analytics Corporation, is joining us to talk about some of the key features of Paladin Live. Kevin, can you start by sharing more about what Paladin Live offers the user and why it's so important to the industry?
Sure, yeah. I would probably characterize it as three things that we do that are very important. One is our general approach to our sources and uses of data, which sometimes is referred to as agnostic, which means we can use just about any data from any system. And the reason that's important is that the second part of that is that that allows us to normalize information. And that means we give the right data to the right people at the right time. And all of that translates into productivity, translates into being effective, and translates into being meaningful for regardless of the industry. The third thing, I guess, is this concept of model-validated analytics. And that piece really is, that's a mouthful. There's a tremendous amount that goes on behind it. But what I would say is that regardless of whether we're talking about a data center, an oil platform, pharmaceuticals, power is power is power. And this model-validated approach allows us to be very ubiquitous in how we deal with those things. So.
Well, you mentioned model-validated analytics. How exactly does that work, and how does it share information?
Well, the model itself is, it's one of the peculiarities of Power that the process of creating a model is a pretty standard approach to most early on stages of power modeling and understanding how it's going to operate. And power, in particular, energy and power is a network. Things are interconnected together. What happens on one end affects what happens on the other end. So most people would tell you that if you can model that accurately, it's the best way to determine what's happening because the model will tell you and allow you to simulate things. But frequently it's more expensive to create the model than the solution, so people don't do it unless you're building the space shuttle. In our case, we found a way to do that. And we use this model-validated approach to compare the real-time data that we're getting from multiple sources to what the model predicts will happen. And thereby, we are able to ascertain and present information on such a level of value to a user that they could never get otherwise, because there is no concept that is similar to this, at least in the power and energy world.
And how can someone get more information?
Probably the best way to get information, the easiest way to find us is on the web, obviously. So www.poweranalytics.com is the most straightforward way.
Great. Thank you for your time today, Kevin. This is the Power Analytics YouTube channel.